Everyone has a right to the American dream.
I've lived it. I'm happy with the American dream, and I think it's still real. I think the cynicism and the political bantering that is going on and the social platforms that represent it otherwise, there's still people here. I see them every day. I interact with them. I'm probably going to go back and practice law in a small community, and there's people every day struggling to achieve this American dream, and they're happy here. They don't want to go back to Mexico. They don't want to go back to Korea. They don't want to go back to China. They think this is a place where they can be, but more importantly, they believe this is a place where their children can be better than them. Let me not be political. I mean, this is not the best country in the world. It's the only country in the world where you can achieve from meager places a dream of reality. You may not be president of the United States, you may not be a lawyer, but you will make a living and your children will grow and achieve. That is a rare opportunity in life for an immigrant.
We're all so much more alike than you think, regardless of race or cultural background. Once you sit down and talk to somebody face to face and have a conversation, you realize that there's universal human truths that we all share. And, you know, my dream is currently being lived. I'm married to the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, and I have 2 kids with her, and we make films. And we travel around, and that in itself is work too, but I certainly enjoy it. And that's my dream.
I feel I've reached my Iranian American dream. I feel that I've reached living my potential, finding that peace as an immigrant on both sides, as in Iran and the US, and also at the end helping other people, which I think it's the ultimate goal for any human being.
Of course.
So I've lived my human being Iranian American dream. I am living that dream, and I will continue on living that dream.
I'm gonna be at the top of the media industry. It's not a dream. It's gonna happen.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. This is Brad Show Live. I am joined by the ever beautiful Vanessa Contreras and the ever handsome, powerful, debonair baby boy.
Yeah.
How are you both?
I'm digging this intro.
Yes.
Can we start? I just want to be complimented again.
You want me to do
it again?
Did you like it again?
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Feels great.
Welcome, everybody. It's Brad Show Live. My name is Brad Bernstein. It is Fri-YAY, and I am joined by the ever beautiful, wonderful, smashing and dashing.
Yeah, there it goes.
Smashing and dashing.
There it goes.
You like that?
Yeah.
Bonita.
Bonita. Bringing out his Spanish skills.
My few Spanish words.
Y el buen mozo, Jojo.
Oh.
Likes that?
Yeah.
I know. I had to back up Brad. I know that's probably as much Spanish and hola as he knew.
Well,
so.
Yo es muy loco. So.
This is true. This is true. Yes. See.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. How you guys doing? It's Fri-YAY.
You're excited.
Feeling
it's the
great.
weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah. What are your big plans?
We're shooting for you.
Right.
You both are working.
Yes,
Yeah, we're working.
Working for Brad Show Live.
all weekend.
We're always working.
Really, that's interesting because I will be relaxing and enjoying the fruits of my labor.
Someone's got to do it on the weekend.
No, actually, I will be working tomorrow and doing consultations all day. That is not true. Let's say hello.
Let's see who's on.
Lisa Bling Rose, Tamika Nelson Chetty, Man Bordy, how are you? Cordella Douglas squad up, Tina Roberts squad up, Terry DeReal Slamaz.
Yeah.
Terry DeReal Slamaz. I found out her real name today,
Really?
Oh, really?
but I'm not announcing it.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But she is
Brad's
really,
keeping
she's
secrets.
really the real Slamaz. Trust
Okay.
me. But apparently, everybody else calls her just Slim Ass.
Oh.
Okay, but I call her Slamaz.
Slamaz.
Yes.
Slamaz.
Ali Boo Beecher, how are you? Nina God Pickney, squat up. Linda Shaw, squat up. Marjorie Thompson, how are you? Jessica Leamy, Joelle Reed. Pop it in late. She's usually there first.
Oh.
Yeah, Jessica Leamy, not in there.
Whoa.
Number one. Christy Consali, saying hello to everybody. And Ma Dukes. Ma Dukes. By the way, Nesquik, do you notice the trend that every day it's the same people we say hello to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You notice that we have a core Brad squad that watches us and loves us every day.
And we appreciate
And
them.
we
They've
do appreciate
locked it in.
And
Loyalty.
and that is why I say hello to them every day, because I want them to know that we see them and we appreciate them.
We see you
Okay.
seeing us, helping you.
Correct. Nina God Pickney, how are you? Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Vanessa, Lena, M. Contreras.
Would you look at that?
Wow, that is a long name. That's
Right.
quick.
Right.
Myrtle Ray, how are you? Linda Shore, Cordella. I said Cordella Douglas. Dawn Harriet. Mitzi McFarland, just saying up. I love when people.
Yes.
I love when people shorten the squad up.
Right.
Right. I like it. Up.
Right.
Up. And Asset Lindo, how are you? On YouTube, Donald Horton. By the way, we still have not figured out what's going on between Donald Horton and 29 Super C.
I think we just leave that to them.
I would love to have an investigation into this.
Why don't you have them come into the studio?
Can we do a bratified marriage, even though they're not married?
A bratified marriage.
Even though they're not married, see if they'd be prepared for a Stokes interview.
Probably got them blushing now.
Ahmed Noor, how are you? Backing up, Ricky. Angela Rollins, how are you? Monica Stone. Matchinson, I think this is somebody new. Matchinson Floranville saying hello. And hello, Matchinson. And on Monday, what you say is squat up.
Yeah.
All right, Jean Love, Cool B, how are you? Gareth Brown with the question. We'll get to you in a little bit. Cindy Albert popping in as always. Kim, how are you? And Ad Pete. Is that? I've never said hello to Ad Pete before.
I'm trying to see where.
like there's
Can
some
we
new
add
names.
Pete to our list of Brad squatters?
Yeah.
He says, squat up with a question about Nigerian travel ban. We'll get back to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Tally, how are you? State of mind. It is a state of mind. Saying hello to everybody. Vivian Curian. And by the way, sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. But today we are. But today we are live on Instagram. So I got to say hello to Suzanne Bailey, who's saying, Ike Montana saying hello to us on Instagram. Demo99 joined us. Tyrone Tight has joined as well. By the way, Cordella Douglas could very well be double fisting with a left foot.
Oh, wow.
I see her on all three. Tubo Betty joined us. And Terry Creations says she loves the show. And Christy Consali may also be double fisting with a foot. I'm not sure. I didn't see Christy Consali on YouTube, but I definitely saw her on Facebook and Instagram.
We may have to hold these folks that are double fisting with a foot accountable for multiple shares then, because they're on multiple platforms.
Yep.
How do they do that, by the way? How is it possible to have two devices and put another device between your toes and watch on all three different platforms?
Wow.
How is that possible?
Who's to say they don't have stands like you do, Brad?
It's very possible.
Phone, iPad, computer.
That's right.
That's it. Or smart TV.
Right, or they just spent $9 on three stands like I did, right?
There you go.
There's a lot of ways they can do this.
Exactly.
All right, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing in a few minutes.
Absolutely. All right, everybody on all social media platforms, that is Facebook, that is YouTube, that is Instagram. I need you all to join the Facebook fan page. All you have to do is put Brad Show Live, and then the Facebook fan page will come up. You have to join it. All right, so this isn't the one that you just like. This is the one that you actually join. And when you join it, see, there's a lot of people that are already throwing in their questions. You might get your questions answered, but to guarantee that you will get your questions answered, all you have to do is join this group right here and put your question in any time of the day. All right, and we will ask it before any of the questions during. social media check-in. All right, so now for Facebook, first things first, we need everybody to share, all right? So we were just talking about, Nesquick said, listen, if you guys are on all social media platforms, what do you have to do?
They have to share.
Okay, so that means on Facebook, I need you guys to go extra hard, all right? So all you have to do is click the little share button, and you can share it to anybody's page, share it to inbox, share it to groups, anybody that you think might even want an entertaining Friday, Fri-YAY, you know what I mean? Because what are we? We are an infotainment show.
Yeah.
Because we like to entertain.
That's right.
And inform.
And together, it's infotainment.
Infotainment. Immigration show, right?
Right.
All right, so also put all your questions in the comment section. Like, love, smiley face, wow face, whatever emotion you're feeling, make sure you show that love to the video. And what are we going to do on YouTube?
Okay, Brad Squad, on YouTube, we are going to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you get that alert so you know that we are on live most times. 5:30ish, 6 o'clock.
By the way, we neglected to say happy anniversary to Grenada. It is Grenada's 46th.
Hey.
Grenada or Grenada? Grenada. Tomato. But
yes.
I call it Grenada, but it's really Grenada, right?
Nice.
Just like I call Terry Slimaz, should really be Terry Slimaz.
Mm-hmm.
But happy anniversary, nevertheless. Happy independence to Grenada.
Grenada.
Amazing.
Yes.
Brad Squad, back on YouTube. Subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and you can also share as a post on YouTube. So make sure that you share your post and let everyone know what's happening, that you are getting information and your immigration questions all answered in one spot. And speaking of information and entertainment, let's get to schmoozing with Brad.
All right, Nesquick. I have in my hands here, Nesquick, only the most important stories of the day to discuss. Probably about 120 of them.
Right.
We had to slim it down a little bit.
We had to slimize it.
That's a good one,
reading the entire newspaper.
Yes.
We had to cut at least 1 or 2 pages out of the newspaper. And we have now our top 120 stories. If anybody this is very heavy.
We really narrowed that down too.
Right. This is very, very heavy news.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's heavy news because it's going to be hard to listen to. I'm saying it's heavy because these cards
are... It seems like a lot of cards.
A lot of cards to carry. I don't know if you've ever seen me with the headband around sometimes.
Right.
Groundhog Sam took me, to work out a little bit. Mm-hmm. They have the Brad Show Live headband around me.
Brad and this working out.
I'm going to tell you something. When I get news like this, they got to give me the headband. Because I'm going to be breaking into a sweatsuit trying to hold all these cards.
Something inside me tells me you got this.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
The top of the news is basically who else other than this orange guy. He's taking his victory lap. Yes, he won. Yes, he was acquitted. Yes, he went to a prayer breakfast to hold up that USA Today. Now, I don't think he's a very religious man. So, I mean, if you had to take a guess, did he go to this prayer breakfast for prayers or breakfast?
Or praise?
Which one do you think he went for? The breakfast
Definitely
or the prayers?
breakfast.
I think he went for the free breakfast too.
Right.
And we thought that perhaps he would have learned something from this impeachment, to stay in his lane.
Oh, please.
Okay? He's not staying in his lane.
That would be too much to ask of our dear friend
he's
Donald.
not staying in his lane. In a packed East room, at this prayer breakfast, where he did more eating than praying. This was after the prayer breakfast. He first, he may have prayed, I'm not sure.
Right.
He definitely ate. And then he came to the East Room, packed with conservatives, and he says, we've been going through this now for over 3 years. He's talking about the impeachment. Mm-hmm. It was evil, it was corrupt, it was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars, and this should never, ever happen to another president ever. He called Senator Mitt Romney, the only Republican who voted for his conscience, a failed presidential candidate who used religion as a crutch. He called James Comey, the FBI director he fired for starting the investigation into the Russian meddling of the election, a dirty cop. He said the Russia investigation by Robert Mueller, who found him innocent and didn't make any claims of his innocence or guilt, but he says Robert Mueller's investigation was bullshit. All of this
Sure did.
all of this in the East Room, and said of Nancy Pelosi and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who led the effort to oust him in the impeachment. He said, in my opinion, it's almost as if they want to destroy the country. He had an apology. He did have an apology, of course, to his family for having them to go through a very rotten, phony deal by some very sick people.
That's the only apologies that should be handed, right?
You know, Nesquik, what do you think of all this?
What do I think?
What do you think, Nesquik?
You're gonna put me on the spot like that, Brad?
I won't put you. I will not.
I don't think I want my heart to speak freely on how I feel about all this Trump stuff.
Now, you did mention to me off the air. You said, I can't believe that Don Jr. posted a picture on Instagram calling Senator Mitt Romney a quote pussy and suggested he be evicted from the Republican Party.
It's so disrespectful.
First of all, disrespectful, but if anything, Mitt Romney was the only one who actually had the strength and courage to vote the truth. Because there is every Republican said what President Trump did was wrong. He violated the Constitution, but they said one of two things, which they, we talked about this the other day. They said one of two things, which they kind of put their hat on, so to speak, to at least give some reasoning behind the acquittal, was either there was two camps. Either one, well, he didn't break any penal codes. He didn't break, there's no criminal code that he broke. So therefore, since it was nothing criminal, we can't impeach him, which is not the basis for ousting a president. Ousting a president is betraying the public trust and betraying his oath to the Constitution of the United States.
Isn't that what he did?
That's exactly what he did. But they said because it wasn't penal related, there was no criminal activity, we can't oust him from the presidency. Right. And the other camp of Republicans says, yes, that quote was not good. Far from perfect. What he did was wrong. What he did was betray the public trust. But since we have an election coming up in 10 months, we don't feel it's our job to get rid of him. We'll let the American public decide. Those were the two camps of why he got acquitted.
Yeah.
One Republican voted his conscience, and Don Jr. calls him a pussy. Meanwhile, poor guy, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, he won a Purple Heart in Iraq. He served his country. He was, the day that Donald Trump was acquitted, if you remember, he was one of the witnesses against Donald Trump about how he was withholding aid to Ukraine to get them to give dirt on Biden. Well, he was escorted out of the White House today,
Oh, wow.
as well as his twin brother. Both of them escorted out of the White House and fired the day after Donald Trump was acquitted. Now, Adam Schiff, Representative Adam Schiff, he led the impeachment drive against Donald Trump. He and the Democrats are very upset about what happened with Bolton, John Bolton. He was the former national security advisor. He has a lot of secrets in that mustache. Okay, there's all right. We just need to comb through it. All right, and they just wanted to comb through the mustache, but unfortunately, he said he would not appear. This man is more interested in making money and selling books than he is in the truth, and he's more interested in furthering his career than he is in what is the right thing to do in telling the truth and letting the cards fall where they may, because he was subpoenaed by the House of Representatives. He refused to come, and he went to court and says, I am not going to go and testify before the House of Representatives unless a judge tells me to do so. So then, the House of Representatives realized, Adam Schiff realized, it's going to take 2 years to compel him to come. We're gonna do this without him. Then, all of a sudden, as soon as the impeachment's done and it moves to the Senate, he says, all right, I'll come testify, knowing very well the Republicans would never vote to have him come testify. Right. So why is he doing all this? Because the man wants to sell a book.
Sheesh.
Okay, so Schiff told Maddow, Rachel Maddow on the Rachel Maddow show. We did approach John Bolton's counsel. We asked if Mr. Bolton would be willing to submit an affidavit under oath describing what he observed in terms of the president's Ukraine misconduct, and he refused. We have a video.
We did approach John Bolton's counsel, asked if Mr. Bolton would be willing to submit an affidavit under oath describing what he observed, and he refused.
So Schiff continued, for whatever reason, Bolton apparently was willing to testify before the Senate, but apart from that, seems intent on saving it for his book. He'll have to answer for that, but at this point, we have not made a decision about whether or not to move forward with the subpoena. I mean, basically, he played this whole thing to sell a book.
Yep.
I don't even know if what's in the book is truthful.
Right.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's never testified under oath. Anyone can write a book about anything. Okay, make up whatever they want. Withhold information. Maybe there's information that he didn't share that is in this book.
That's in the book.
Okay, so it's not only about is the information correct in that book, but what information did he not share that is in that book?
Right.
And it's all to sell a book. But until you testify under oath, under penalty of perjury, that if you're caught lying, you go to jail for a very long time, how do we believe anything? How do we believe anything? So,
how many people do you think are going to be wiped out of the White House now that Trump's been acquitted?
I think
he's going to start looking at people sideways.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think there's going to be a lot of people who end up getting fired now.
Yeah.
Moving into the election, like Mick Mulvaney, Trump can't like him anymore. He's the guy who stood up about 5-6 months ago, and he said, "Of course, Trump was withholding. He admitted it to everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then after he admitted it to everybody, you never heard from the guy again.
Yeah.
You never saw him on TV again.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like Kim Jong-un in a way, like all of a sudden you know who's in good graces by who's on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So my opinion is Mick Mulvaney's gone.
Yeah.
Just because I think Trump and Kim Jong-un are the same.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I had the flu last week, as many of you know, because we were not on the air for a little bit. So they now test when you have the flu. Do you have regular flu? Do you have the coronavirus, the Chinese flu? I just got back my results today.
Okay.
And what'd they say, Brad?
They tested me for the coronavirus.
Wow.
Yo.
I came back negative, yo-yo.
Okay.
I have no coronavirus.
Y'all be playing with these coffins.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Okay.
But unfortunately, lots of people, especially in China and in the Far East, do. And is now the doctor who identified the coronavirus.
I saw this.
He was the Chinese whistleblower. Okay. He's the one who came out and said, I think we have a problem here. We have an epidemic of a virus that we don't know how to treat. It's a new virus. It's gonna go like wildfire throughout the country and the world, and the Chinese government shut him down. He was the first doctor to try to treat this coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's now dead
Yeah.
from the coronavirus.
Oh,
Scary.
no.
Yeah, the hospital where Wuhan Central Hospital said our hospital ophthalmologist Li Wenlang was unfortunately infected with coronavirus during his work in the fight against the coronavirus epidemic. He died on 2:58 on February 7th after attempts to resuscitate him were not successful. Now, I was under the impression with this coronavirus that if you got it and you're a relatively healthy person, you would live.
Okay.
And if you were elderly, you were sick, or you were a child, those are the people who would be more likely to risk
Have a
death.
negative effect. Yep.
But apparently this guy was a very healthy doctor, and it killed him.
Hey.
Scares me.
Do you think that it's foul play with that?
No,
Because-
I think that this coronavirus is a lot worse than people are making it out to be.
Yep.
But didn't they silence him though? When
Yes, but I think it's a lot worse. My opinion, in Uncle Brad's opinion, it's a lot worse than they're making it out to be. Do you know there's 50 million people under quarantine in China? right now.
50 million?
50 million. 50 million people are now under quarantine, meaning that they can't leave the areas where they live. And the Chinese government is going door to door, and they are testing people for coronavirus. And if you do have coronavirus, but this is according to the news reports, they take you out of your home and put you in a big hospital and just rows and rows of beds, and they don't have medical treatment for you. So it's almost like it's almost like, you know, back in the Middle Ages when somebody had leprosy, and they would literally take the person who had leprosy out of the home, and they would be shunned by society.
Sheesh.
So, I mean, what's going on in China right now is a horrible thing. Now, Donald Trump, it's horrible because of the coronavirus. It's horrible because of the way they're dealing with it, that no one has a grasp on how to deal with this and deal with this humanely. They don't have the medical teams. They don't have the infectious teams. Nothing. It's just very haphazard. And now what they're doing is they're ripping people out of their homes. That's what, according to the news reports. And Donald Trump, of course, he says that China's doing a great job. Okay. So I'm actually of anything that's going on right now. That to me is very yes. I'm very worried about coronavirus.
But you are a germaphobe, though.
I am. I'm very worried about coronavirus. Now, the number of confirmed cases as of Thursday, I have it here on my card. Okay. This is according to China. 28,000 people, and the number of cases are growing by 15% every day in China. According to official Chinese reports, 565 officially have died from the coronavirus. 2 infants just 30 hours old also died because the mother who gave birth had the coronavirus.
Wow.
Now, I am telling you, as Uncle Brad, I'm scared, but I'm not a doctor. I don't even play a doctor on TV. I play a lawyer on TV. So don't go with what Uncle Brad says.
But, I mean,
go with what Dr. Jerome Adams says. He's the Surgeon General of the United States of America. And he said on Tuesday, which was yesterday, that Americans should be more concerned about the flu than the coronavirus.
I did see that.
Right. He said there have been 11 confirmed cases in the United States. All those people either have been in the part of China where the virus has been most widely detected or in close contact with those people. He said the fact is, at least right now, the risk of coronavirus is low to most people in the United States. You're more likely to be hospitalized or to die from the flu than the coronavirus. That is according to Dr. Jerome Adams.
That doesn't make you feel better?
That does not make me feel better at all.
At all.
At all. What do you think? Are you scared about this coronavirus?
I'm not as scared, but I do think that there is information that they're withholding from us as well. I think, like you said, it is worse than...
I think there's a lot worse than what they're letting on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
it's just the surface.
Now, Linda Shore says she's scared to drink a Corona beer. That has nothing to do with the coronavirus.
Listen, when you talk about alcohol, baby boy is
baby boy will be drinking Corona beer every day.
Yeah.
All right. Now, meanwhile, I don't know if the coronavirus means we're coming to the end of the world or this is we're coming to the end of the world.
But the coronavirus has been out for a while, right?
No, only a couple weeks.
No, because like The Simpsons, didn't they have like a...
No, they had SARS.
No, they had like an episode where they were talking about coronavirus and had all these Asian people. Like this is years ago, like a decade ago.
But do you ever see on YouTube, and people who are on YouTube right now, there's The Simpsons predicted
everything.
A lot of things.
They even predicted 15 years ago Donald Trump would be
president. Like, had the same, like him going down the escalator and everything. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy that they predicted all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Let me see.
What have you predicted, baby boy? Have you made any predictions that
His predictions have come from The Simpsons.
Yes. Right, exactly.
He's watched a lot of Simpsons.
That's what I go off of.
Meanwhile, Antarctica, yesterday. Okay. Now, when you think of Antarctica,
he was right.
What?
Right? It was on a 1993 episode.
What was on the 1993 episode?
Yeah, that The Simpsons predict the coronavirus outbreak.
Really?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And they had it.
And they called it coronavirus?
Look, and it has
Did The Simpsons call coronavirus?
Yes, coronavirus.
Coronavirus with
And then
Asian people
Asian
getting
people
sick.
coughing, and then you
Wow. Wow.
I'm going to tell you something. These writers, they're like from another world from
scary.
The Simpsons, right?
I think they called it the Oscar flu, though. But
But I have to say this because this is really bothering me.
Okay.
I got to get off of coronavirus for a second. You know Antarctica, right? It's
Yeah.
cold there.
Yes.
Super
Supposed
cold.
to
Super
be.
cold. Would it surprise you that the temperature yesterday in Antarctica was the same temperature as it was in San Diego?
no.
It was the hottest day ever recorded in Antarctica history. Antarctica reached yesterday 65 degrees.
Wow.
Yes.
Global
and-
That's
warming is real. Global
Yes.
warming is real.
Now, to be fair, it is summer in Antarctica, but it is not typical for Antarctica to be 65 degrees. The record-breaking temperature has not been verified by the World Meteorological Organization, but the Simpsons have verified it, and they claim but apparently people who are living there are claiming that it did reach that. I mean, that's pretty scary.
Polar
That's
bears
very
are
scary.
confused.
Or dying. Like,
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. So, you travel international at all?
Yeah, I do.
Are you part of the global entry thing?
Am
You
I?
know, you
No,
know-
I have
Well, you
think
can't do
TSA
it.
pre-check,
Okay,
but I
but you
don't
can't
have.
do global entry now.
What?
Yeah, you can't do it anymore. You live in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump says no. Can't
What do you
it.
mean?
Yeah, he said no.
Why?
Only New Yorkers can't do it anymore.
Shut up.
I'm not shutting up.
Good thing I live in Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey can do it right now, but maybe in a couple weeks Jersey can't do it either.
Great.
Because
Trump is
New
just
York,
messing up
yeah,
everybody.
Trump is so vindictive. He is so vindictive, this guy, that because New York started giving driver's licenses to people who
Wow.
are
Undocumented.
the Department of Homeland Security says every New Yorker now cannot be trusted to go through
Wow.
to go through the.
How about if you already have it?
If you already have it, you have it, but you can't renew it. Now,
Oh, wow.
now, lucky for me, I just renewed mine 6 months ago, so I have another 4.5 years.
Jeez.
But I have friends who are in the renewal process and they can't renew it
Wow.
Now.
So, for those who don't know, the global what's it called? The global entry.
right?
Yeah. Okay. You don't go online.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to go see an immigration officer. You put your fingerprints in the machine. They give you a ticket.
It's
You walk
amazing.
out. It's really cool and very fast.
Yeah.
And you have to go be interviewed by the Department of Homeland Security. Make sure you're not a risk. I was interviewed. They said Uncle Brad's
I
okay.
have TSA pre-check.
Right. They said Uncle Brad's okay. And so I can put my fingerprints into the machine.
Yeah.
So now the Department of Homeland Security says we don't know who's okay anymore because New York's giving driver's licenses out to everybody, which is a bunch of BS
Right.
Wow.
for two reasons. Number one, the Department of Homeland Security has to personally interview you and verify who you are and verify you're a U.S. citizen. So whether or not New York State is giving out driver's licenses to undocumented aliens or not has no effect on this interview
At
process,
all.
and it has no effect on whether or not they can verify you are who you are or whether or not you're a security risk.
Right. Yeah.
What Donald Trump is doing is he is
Hating.
punishing
That's what he is.
New York State because when you apply for a driver's license, Department of Homeland Security wants the information from New York State for the people who are undocumented who applied for this driver's license so they can go and knock on their door and put them in deportation. And New York State says, we're not going to do that. We are not going to give you this information. And the reason is because New York wants safe streets. That is the policy. Why do you get safe streets when you give driver's licenses to undocumented aliens? Because you're more likely to not have a hit and run. You are more likely to have insurance when you drive a car. You are more likely to obey the laws when you have a driver's license.
Right.
It will make for safer streets,
Right.
which is ultimately, we don't want people hit by cars. I just had a friend die in a car accident last week.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? I don't want to see more people die.
Yeah.
So you give people driver's licenses,
I
you
agree.
test them, you have insurance, there's no hit and runs.
I agree.
From Trump's perspective, he says, well, if you're giving away driver's licenses, it's going to make people come. Nobody, they're coming to America
Right.
with or without,
the
whether you give a driver's license or
Right.
not. Okay? The fact that you don't give a driver's license, nobody says, oh, hell with it. I'm gonna go to Antarctica and they're giving me driver's licenses
Right.
there. It's not happening. So meanwhile, Governor Cuomo, about 2 hours before we got on the air, sued Donald Trump and Department of Homeland Security and requested an injunction saying what they're doing is completely unlawful, and I agree.
Good.
And we have a video.
Extortion is wrong. Abuse of power is wrong. It was wrong in Ukraine, and it's wrong here. And we're going to sue the federal government.
Heck yeah.
All right. All right,
Business.
so that's all we can get through. We only got through about 25% of the newspaper today. Can you please tell everybody what they need to do? Because it is Fri-YAY, we got to get to some immigration questions.
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, everybody on Facebook. So now let me tell you something about what we're doing right now.
Tell 'em, Yo-Yo.
We're starting a watch party, but we're starting it right now. Earlier, I tell you to share. You don't have to start your watch party until now, and that's because this is when we need everybody to start logging in. Everybody, all you have to do to start your watch party is do exactly what this graphic is showing. Press share, start your watch party, hit start. I need you all to do it. And once you do it, I always see Tamika Nelson be saying she did it. Sandra Salinas says it. Cordella Douglas. I need you all to confirm in the comment section and say that you have started your watch party. All right. If you're just watching and you're just asking questions, it's not fair to us. You know what I mean? Because we're doing our job and you guys have to help out as well. All right. We need to help as many people as we can. And the only way we can do it is through you guys. What's up?
Do you understand the words coming out of Yo-Yo's mouth? Do your job. Back to you, Yo-Yo.
Do your job. What are we doing on YouTube?
On YouTube, they are aggressive today, team. We need these views, and it's important to get all the news and all the information that Brad's going to share out. So make sure that you subscribe on YouTube, turn on the notification bell, and share. As well as now that we're live on Instagram, make sure that you toss that live into somebody's DM because Brad is about to answer all of your immigration questions, and you may need these answers, and someone around you might too. What's up, Brad?
Next quick.
Yep.
If you look on our YouTube.
I was gonna shout it out, but you beat me to
we have 29
thumbs
blue
up.
thumbs up, 2 thumbs down from 2 losers.
Haters.
2 losers gave us thumbs down. 29 cool people gave us thumbs up.
But I'm seeing that there's over 100 people
There's
viewing.
153 cool people.
153
cool people, and only 30 can actually.
Thumbs up, guys.
Go like
Thumbs
this.
up. We need thumbs up. We need those likes. It helps our engagement and it keeps the show running. And we know how much fun we have on this show. And I think it's time.
It is time. So
for us too.
1 second, one other thing. Sandra Salinas, it is not Vanessa Corona. Okay, we are not Vanessa germ disease.
Wait, why are they calling you Vanessa Corona?
I don't know why they think that you are a germ carrier.
Definitely not.
Okay, it is quick. It is Vanessa Contreras. Vanessa, one last word before I answer my immigration questions. Just what about Instagram?
Instagram, they have to slide into their DMs.
You gotta
they gotta share it. Yeah.
Slide.
There's a little arrow there. You're going to be able to share that and slide into your friends' DMs and let them know that we're live.
What about a free immigration consultation?
That is true.
We didn't talk about that.
All right, this picture that you see right here, I need you guys to all go to Instagram and find this picture right here. First, you need to follow Brad Show Live on Instagram. BradShowLive. That's all you have to put into the search in Instagram. Follow it. Find this picture. It's very standoutish, okay? So it's very easy to find. You cannot miss it. Just find this picture, like it, and tag at least 5 of your friends. When you tag 5 of your friends, you get put in the drawing once. If you tag 10 of your friends, you get in 2 times. If you tag 15, 20, and up, so you already know, you understand. I don't have to keep on telling you.
The more you share, the more chances you have to win a free consultation with Brad worth $200. You will get it for free, and all you have to do is share, guys. We ask so much of this of you guys because it's important to get this information out there, and we can't do it alone. We need your help, so please share.
All right, and now this is what you guys have been waiting for. This is where you guys call in, get your answers to your immigration questions.
You know, Nesquik.
We got those thumbs up.
Yes, we did get the thumbs up. You know, Nesquik, when you go out for dinner this evening and you have your meat and potatoes, it will be your second serving of meat and potatoes. Because right now we are getting into the meat and potatoes of our of the Brad Show Live. Let's go to Sandy in Boston, Massachusetts. Sandy, how are you?
Hi, Brad. Good, and you?
Good. What's going on?
Good. I'm calling about the Nigerian ban. I know on Tuesday you touched base on it, that people who have their application, the state, might be able to get their adjustment done. What about the spouse who filed a petition for abroad?
They are definitely going to be banned unless there is a injunction by a judge. Right now, it doesn't go into effect until February 24th, I believe, or February 22nd. So if you get your visa appointment before that date, you're fine. I believe, my guess will be that there will be a lawsuit and an injunction filed against Donald Trump and the Department of Homeland Security from instituting the ban. It has not happened yet, but my guess is it will happen shortly. So there'll be months and months, a period of months and months when Nigerians still will be able to process. And then a court's going to decide. And then we'll see what happens from there. So let's see what happens. And then we have a presidential election coming up in November. So then we'll see what happens there too. So, the last chapter hasn't been written in this yet.
All right. So one more question. So if this ban goes into effect, is it USCI or national visa that's going to contact the spouse of?
I don't know. I don't know what process will go through that they'll contact. But if the ban goes into effect, Nigerians have to figure out non-immigrant visas to come to America on. Those would be work visas, investor visas, student visas, that type of thing.
All right. Thank you, Brad.
All right. But don't. It's upsetting to me too. But let's not. It's a
nightmare. It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare to people who want to be reunited with their family. It is extraordinarily unfair, and I don't want to. Seem like I don't care, because I do care. But what I'm saying is that the last word hasn't been written yet. So let's see how it all plays out before we all freak out.
All right. Thank you.
So
have a good
hang
night.
in there. Okay. Let's go to Mike in Minneapolis. Mike.
Oh, hi, sir.
How are you?
I have two questions to ask.
Yes.
The first one is according to the new public charge rule for the consular processing, if someone have a co-sponsor, so the co-sponsor has to be related through family, or that can be anyone?
Could be anybody.
Anybody. And the second question is, my co-sponsor is making 80,000, and we are a total family member of 6. So is it going to be a negative factor?
No, that should be okay. I don't think it's a negative. I don't think it's a positive. Certainly, you're going to need to show the people who are adults who are getting green cards will need to show that job offers, that hopefully that the family can get health insurance, that type of thing.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Because it's 62,000 for a family of 4 is a positive factor. So then you got to add 4,000 for each one. So a family of 8, you're not going to be positive or negative because you're going to be in that nowhere land for.
No, we are the family of 6.
I understand that. 6 people, 4 people at 64 is a positive.
Okay, so we got to add 4,000.
But you're going to add 4 more people onto that. For it to be a positive for a family of 6, you're probably going to be at probably $90-something thousand. But I'm just doing the math quickly off the top of my head.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir.
Hang in
so
there.
Much.
All right. Let's go to Andrew in Queens. Andrew.
Yes, Brad. Hello.
How are you?
Brad, I'm fine. Yeah. By the way, you did my case and I got my thing. All right. So you're great.
Oh, great. What was the thing I got you? Green card.
Green card, man.
All right. Congratulations.
You're the best. Whatever you said happened. But here's my thing. I got it in June, right? 2018.
Right.
But I had 4 arrests. My thing is, I'm scared like hell to travel, man, because I'm hearing all this nonsense.
Well, let me ask you a question, Andrew. All of your arrests were prior to you getting your green card, I assume, right?
Yes, and 95, 96,
and
98,
and we disclosed all your arrests to immigration.
You did, yes.
Okay, so if you got your green card and all of your arrests were disclosed, go travel. You're fine.
You sure now? And by the way, I want you guys to do my citizenship.
Okay, now, Andrew. Mm-hmm. I am going to repeat what you said. Yes. You just said to me, Uncle Brad, everything you said came true. So now, I'm telling you, it's okay to travel.
Yes.
Don't got to question if Uncle Brad's telling you the truth. You already said everything I say is good. Go
You
travel.
are just good, man. I
Thank
tell
you.
You are the best, all right?
Thank you.
sir.
Go enjoy your trip.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's go to Yusef in Cleveland. Yusef.
Hi.
How
are you today?
Yusef, a little more energy,
Yes.
man. Let's start again.
Great.
Yusef, how are you?
I'm alright. Thank you so much. My name is
Yusef, stop. More energy. Yusef, how are you, my man?
I'm alright. How are you today?
Good, much better. All right, what's going on?
Thank you so much for answering my phone. I live right now in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
I worked with U.S. Army back in my country for almost 3 years with Navy SEALs, and it was a tough job.
Were you Afghanistan?
Yes, correct. And then, so through that process, I was able to come to the United States, and then I came here, 5 years ago. And then I went back a couple times, and then I married this girl, the girl that I love. And it's been, so I applied, I filed the Form I-130 on October 30. And it's been 2017, and it's been like 3 years, and my case has been pending, and it hasn't been proved.
Yeah, because when you got your green card, under a law that was passed under Obama that allowed people who cooperated from Afghanistan, who cooperated with the U.S. military, translators and others, I assume you were a translator, to get green cards, because basically once you're cooperating with the U.S. military, your life was in danger being in Afghanistan. Now, Donald Trump, he doesn't care whether your life was in danger. He doesn't care about you at all because you're from Afghanistan. You're a Muslim. So when you go to file for your wife, they're going to delay your case for years. The only thing you can do is one of two things. You can cry under your pillow, which is basically what you're doing. I want my wife. I don't know what to do. Or you can sue the government. It would be a mandamus. If your I-130 has been pending for 3 years, I would be filing a mandamus immediately. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because right now, if you don't do it, basically, a visa delayed is a visa denied. So in essence, they're denying you right now. So you have nothing to lose by suing them and everything to gain, get an approval. So hold on one second.
Okay, cool.
All right. Let's go to Daniel in Salt Lake, Utah. Daniel. How are you, Daniel?
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Brad.
Good.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Daniel is from the home of Mitt Romney, the only Republican to vote to throw Donald Trump out of office. How are you, Daniel?
I'm doing good.
All right, what's going on?
I have a very quick question. Okay.
Yes.
So I had my green card interview, and then 5 days after the interview, my sponsor withdrew. So I never got a letter from USCIS about reason why it was denied, if it was denied or not. I kept going online and it was never updated. So I tried to renew my work authorization and it came back denied.
Okay.
Reason being, I don't have any pending
So that means so basically your adjustment application was denied, but you never got notification of it and they never updated the system. But you are denied.
Yes.
Okay. So now what do we do?
I kept on calling them until they finally sent me a denial letter and all that. So my question now is, I want to start the entire, can I start the entire process all over?
Yes.
Like cancel everything I have pending?
You don't, Daniel, you have nothing pending. It's already been denied. Start it all over again.
Oh, okay.
File it.
All right. So my second question is, can a green card holder sponsor be a co-sponsor even if my wife is not working?
Yes. Any green card holder or U.S. citizen can be a co-sponsor.
Okay. All right. I think that's basically what I wanted to know. Thank you very much, Brad.
Welcome. Be well.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Natalie in Lakeland, Florida. Natalie.
Hello.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi. I have two questions.
Yes.
First, my husband petitioned for my kids, and my eldest son was 19. The petition got approved last month, and he became 20 last month as well. So what are his chances to get through before 21? Does he have a priority date or anything like that?
Your husband's a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay, as long as your husband's a U.S. citizen and he filed for your son but prior to the age of 21 under the Child Status Protection Act, he is under 21 for life. So, so you don't have to worry about him turning 21 and all of a sudden he won't get his green card. Don't have to freak out about that. What you want to do is make sure he gets his green card as fast as possible. It should take 12 to 18 months.
Well, it's approved last month. Do you have an idea what's the...
Well, then they should transfer the case to the National Visa Center, and then, hopefully, 3-4 months at the National Visa Center, and they transfer the case to the embassy for an interview.
Okay, thank you. I have another question. When my husband petitioned for me, he didn't have the 3-year tax return, so I had to get a joint sponsor.
Right.
So there is something on the form that asks if he has ever petitioned for anyone before. Should he still include me, seeing that I had to get a joint sponsor?
Yes, he did sponsor you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. Let's go to Dawn in Fridley, Minnesota. Dawn. Dawn? 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 Dawn, Dawn, Dawn. Going once for Dawn. Going twice for Dawn. 3 times for Dawn. Adios. As they say, Vanessa.
Adios.
Adios. All right, let's go to Dammy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A lot of people from Minnesota today. Dammy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good. What's going on?
I have a question about this new travel ban as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria, so is my husband. And he had his green card for over 5 years now.
Right.
But he just applied for citizenship in August.
Right.
So he did his fingerprint. We're still waiting for his interview right now.
It won't affect the citizenship, this travel ban.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm asking about me because right now I'm out of status and we're waiting for him to get his citizenship to apply for my adjustment status.
Now that's a problem. We have to see how it all turns out. Okay? Because if the travel ban goes into effect and the courts don't block it, it's going to be a problem for you to get a green card until the travel ban is lifted. Let's hope that doesn't happen. There's nothing we can do. What we have, because your husband's not a citizen yet, so he can't adjust your status before the travel ban goes into effect on the 24th. You're from Nigeria. You can't change that fact. So what we have to hang our hat on and hope is that good lawyers are going to sue the government and you're going to get a court to put an injunction on this whole travel ban. And hopefully, while the injunction is pending, you eventually get your green card, or even better, hopefully the courts overturn Trump's travel ban, and there's never a Nigerian travel ban to begin with. Now, if you remember, the first time Trump did the Muslim ban, it was overturned by a court. He had to do it a second time. That survived court scrutiny. We'll see what happens with this Nigerian travel ban. I don't have the answer for you yet.
All right.
It's a sad situation, though. Hang in there.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to get to more immigration questions in about 45 seconds. But right now, our litigation attorney, David Moreno, tells us what to do just in case you get arrested. Let's watch.
So if you have the misfortune to be arrested in New York or New Jersey, the number one thing you should do is ask for an attorney. There is zero benefit to ever speaking to the police or anybody else involved in law enforcement without an attorney present, no matter what they're telling you. So first and foremost, hire an attorney as early as possible. It will absolutely help your cause. There's no harm in it. It's your constitutional right.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future.
All right, let's go to Steve in Brooklyn. Steve. Steve.
Yes. Good night. I pray.
What's up?
Okay. If you have a couple of multiple arrests and you put in for your citizenship, and they send you your application, they accept it to go and do your fingerprint.
Steve, I'm already getting my magic 8 ball for this question. Keep going.
Right. So pretty much do every one that's sending the form get accepted?
You're asking if you have a
bunch of arrests, and if you put in for your citizenship, will you get accepted? Is that the question?
Right.
What do you mean accepted?
Like if they when you send in the form, they send the form in. If they would they send you back and they tell you to go and do your fingerprint. What I'm asking was, even though I have multiple arrests and everyone
Even if you have multiple arrests, every person who submits a citizenship application will be fingerprinted.
Will be fingerprinted.
Correct.
Okay. And
that was your question? I can put my magic 8 ball back. Okay. Good.
Okay, I guess.
Right.
I
thought your question was going to be: I have multiple arrests. Will I become a citizen? I'm like, the magic 8 ball would know that answer.
Okay, would I be though?
All right. Let me get back to Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball, I knew that was coming. Magic 8 Ball, Steve, who I've never met before, who lives in Brooklyn, who has multiple arrests for some unknown issues. We don't know what happened with those arrests. We don't know when they were. We don't know what he was arrested for. We don't know what he was found guilty of. We don't know how long he's had a green card. We know absolutely nothing other than multiple arrests, and he filed for his citizenship, probably not very smartly, without speaking to a lawyer first. That's the one thing we do know. But he wants to know, will he become a citizen?
Right.
Says, you never know. That's what the Magic 8 Ball says. The Magic 8 Ball is generally right. Steve, I have no idea, but you should not be filing citizenship with multiple arrests until you know what the deal is. I would suggest you make an appointment. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Ahmed in Omaha, Nebraska. Ahmed.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How about you, sir?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Ahmed, energy. Let's go. Move it.
Yeah, my question is, I was applying for a green card 6 months ago, and I received a notice that they say you are no longer because I was applying for under my wife. She was asylee. And I received notice, they say you are no longer asylee, and if you want to submit, you can submit asylum. And I already submitted the asylum. I was getting the deportation order, but I appealed, and the court...
Ahmed, I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about. You have your own asylum case pending, then you got married and you were derivative on your wife's asylum case?
No, I was approved for my wife's case. I was getting I-730 approved.
All right, so tell me what the question is. Don't go through your whole history. Just tell me what your question is.
Okay, my question is, they sent me a letter. They say that you have to submit your own asylum. And my wife,
did you get married after your wife was granted her asylum?
No, before.
Then immigration made a mistake, but she's now a citizen.
Yes, she's now a citizen.
Okay, so
I applied for the green card after the citizen. Before she applied.
All right, so then you need to show me all your documents, and something screwed up somewhere. Hold on, you need a consultation. Hold on. Let's go to Lincoln in Dallas, Texas. Lincoln.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, Brad. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Brad, I told people Brad is the best lawyer in the whole U.S.
You know what, Lincoln? I have to tell you something. You're a very, very smart man. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, with the little I know, I try to help people around me.
Thank you.
But
tell me what your question is, Lincoln. I appreciate
lawyers,
it.
You are the best.
Thank you. Tell me what your question is, Lincoln.
So my question is this. I'm a Nigerian. I have advanced parole. I want to travel because my mom died. So I've already bought the ticket before I heard about the law. The Donald Trump.
I would travel, but I'd be back before the travel ban goes into effect. You have about 10 days.
Well, because my ticket is
Don't worry about your ticket. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap and say, "Oh, I don't want to change my ticket." Come back before the travel ban is up. It starts, which is February 24th, but don't quote me on that. I forgot the exact date, but it's February 20-something. Come back before that date on your advance parole. Okay? Don't be cheap. Change your ticket. That's all I can tell you.
Then I have another question, Brad. How do one go about the widow petition if the husband died few months after they put on the I-130 and I-485?
If the I-130 and I-485 is in and the husband dies, it automatically converts to a widow petition. You just have to show the death certificate and prove it was a bona fide marriage.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Let's go to Siri. I think we've spoken to Siri before in Fremont, California. Siri.
Yeah, hi.
How are you? We've spoken with you before, right?
Yes.
All right, what's going on?
Yeah, hi. I have two questions, Brad, today. Actually, right now I'm on F1 status, so I'm not attending the school right now. My wife became a citizen today.
Great. So put in the adjustment.
Yeah, I need adjustment, right?
Yep.
So okay. And the second question is she want to apply for disemployment. Is it fine for that?
For unemployment?
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay, but you better get a good affidavit of support from a second person.
Okay. We need to get affidavit of support from the second person.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to, I think this is Cassandra in Queens. Cassandra.
Hello, Brad.
Hello, Cassandra. Now that's energy. That's what I love to hear.
Yeah, make sure I come with energy.
I like it. I'm gonna take your call every day, Cassandra.
Okay, thank you, Brad. I love you so much, and I love your show.
Thank you. What's going on?
Okay, Brad, I have two questions.
Yes.
I got a deportation order letter to go to court.
Right.
But I am married to a citizen, but I hadn't put in my I-130 anything
You gotta
yet.
do it.
What do you think I should put in first? Because I'm financially strapped, so
Okay,
I want to
you put in an I-130, but when you put in the I-130, you have to put it with a cover letter requesting, in that letter, you have to write this sentence. I am requesting a bona fide marriage exemption because I am already in removal.
Okay.
That sentence has to be in your cover letter, or it will be rejected. And in addition to that, because you are requesting what's called a bona fide marriage exemption, you have to submit with this I-130 all the evidence you have in your possession that you are in a bona fide marriage. You got to do it in advance. So all of the documentation to show you have a financial relationship and all the documentation to show that you are living together. And then you bring that receipt to the judge when you go to the judge and say, Judge, I have an I-130 filed on a bona fide marriage exemption. Please postpone my removal till they interview me on this I-130. And then eventually you'll get your removal hearing postponed. The I-130 will get an interview. You're going to get a Stokes interview where they're going to separate you into two different rooms. If you pass that Stokes interview, you can then go back to the judge and say, I got the I-130 approved, and the judge will give you instructions on how to do the adjustment.
Okay, second question, Brad.
Yes.
My husband is 65, so he's on Medicaid. So can I, am I able
Medicaid
to...
or Medicare? Those are two different things.
Medicare.
Medicare is fine.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, Brad, I love you!
Thank you. Keep watching. That's Cassandra. All right. Let's go to Eddie in Dallas, Texas. Eddie.
Hi, Brad.
How are you? How you doing?
Good, I'm good. First time on the show.
Okay. What can I do to help?
Yeah, Brad, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
I got in here 2016, and last year I found love, and
Where are you from,
I got
Eddie?
married.
Where are you from?
Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, so I already overstayed.
Okay.
So I'm putting in my I-130 and all the
Well, we
forms.
got, you and everybody else who's called from Nigeria today. You got this travel ban, but put it in now. Put in the adjustment before the travel ban goes into effect. It'll put you in a better position than if you do it after.
So does the overstay affect everything?
No, the travel ban affects it, but let's see what happens. Put in the adjustment before the travel ban goes into effect.
Sure, I will.
All
Okay,
right.
second question. My passport is also out. It's expired. So does that cause anything to you?
No. Just
okay.
You should renew it, but get it in. Yes?
Okay. And I currently live with my brother, and I live in his basement. And
Do you live with your wife in the basement?
Yes,
That's fine.
Yeah, with my wife
That's fine.
in the basement.
That's fine.
Does my brother need to give us a letter?
Eventually,
letter?
when you go on the interview, your brother would write a letter saying, my brother Eddie rents the basement from me. He lives there with my wife, and that's what it would be.
Okay, because he's also a joint sponsor.
That's fine.
Okay. And last one. Does the conditional removal? I'm asking for a friend. A conditional removal, the travel ban. Does the travel ban affect?
It doesn't. Travel ban does not affect conditional green card holders.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brad.
You're very welcome.
God bless.
God bless you, and thank you, Eddie. All right. So I do have to remind everybody that if you did not get a chance to ask your question of me live, we will be going to social media check-in in a few minutes. I will try to answer your questions there. You can also follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. So if you go to at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, and you could ask a lot of Brad squatters. You follow me. You like a few of my pictures because that's very nice of you to do. Although I have not updated my Instagram in a very long time. I should do that. But I will.
You probably should do that.
I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you can follow me on at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, and you can drop me a DM. I'll try to help you as best as I can. I help most people. Some people I say make a consultation if they got a complicated case, but most people I help. And you can ask a lot of the Brad Squad. I do it for everybody. But you got to follow me. You got to like a couple of my pictures because that's just a nice thing to do. And I got to know who you are. Can't just be some random dude I've never seen before. Okay? So you got to make a comment here. We got to know who you are a little bit. A little familiarity, right?
Yes.
Okay, in addition, you can also follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. If you follow us at Brad Show Live, you'll see the best of our show, the best behind the scenes, the best of everything from Brad Show Live. In addition, you can like our post for the free $200 consultation. We will put your name in our bin provided you tag 5 people in that post. So you got to tag 5 people. Follow the directions on that post. Julian, the TriCaster guy, do we have a picture of the post that they're supposed to be liking on at Brad Show Live? If you like that post and you tag 5 people in that post, you will be entered into our machine on Wednesday. We're going to pull out a winner for a free consultation. I did both free consultations today on the phone.
Oh, you did?
We did them today already.
Oh, nice.
Okay? All you got to do is tag 5 people on at Brad Show Live. Like that post, follow at Brad Show Live. Now, Nesquik, you have anything to add about,
surely.
You want to promote yourself? Yo-Yo, you want to promote yourself? Now is the time, Nesquik and Yo-Yo, to pat yourselves on the back and promote yourselves any way you want. You have a total of 2.5 seconds to do it. No, you have all the time to watch.
Alrighty, Brad Squad, you can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
And you guys can find me at Yonathan Elias TV.
So meanwhile, Spar & Bernstein partner and personal injury attorney Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch. He joined me to discuss a $4.2 million, you heard me right, Nesquik, she almost fell out of her chair. Get back in the chair. She got back very fast. $4.2 million that he got for one of our clients who watches our show that was involved in an automobile accident. Let's watch. According to statistics, car accidents cause over 40,000 fatalities and on average 2 million serious or permanent injuries every year in the United States. Unfortunately, it has been reported that these numbers continue to rise despite improvements in automobile safety features. Perhaps the reason is the number of drivers on the road. In 2019, there were more than 227 million licensed drivers in the United States, according to Carsurance.net. Statista.com reported that in 2017, New York was the state with the 4th highest amount of licensed drivers, coming in at over 12 million drivers. Serious vehicular accidents are terrifying and catastrophic to be involved in on many different levels, physically, emotionally, and financially. Having a good attorney to pursue compensation for you after a car accident is important because the process can be incredibly difficult even when all involved parties are insured. Now, you've handled many cases where there was pedestrians and bicyclists hit by an automobile. Can you tell us about one of your great success stories?
So a few years ago, we had a pedestrian who was crossing at a marked crosswalk, the green light in her favor.
And by the way, I know this case that you're going to talk about. Just as a little background, this was a pedestrian, was a woman from Jamaica who just immigrated to the United States. She had a green card for about a year when this happened, and she was our client.
So the green light is in her favor. She's crossing the street when a private ambulance, a commercial ambulance, strikes her while she's crossing the street. Now, mind you, both of them had the green light. She had the green light when she was crossing the street. The ambulance had the right green light to make the turn. However, the law requires the vehicle to yield to a pedestrian. That is the law. And this motor vehicle did not do that. Striked her at the intersection, caused serious injuries, and we recovered for her, Brad, almost $4.2 million.
$4.2 million for our client. We settled her case after she got struck by this ambulance. She was obviously seriously injured. We were able to obtain a life-changing numbers for her, $4.2 million settlement. We're getting struck by an ambulance in a crosswalk in New York City. And this was a lady, she was a middle-aged lady from Jamaica, just came to America with a green card for a year. Obviously, she has some very serious injuries. We don't wish that on anybody, but you were able to compensate her fully, and that is an amazing job, Moshe. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Brad.
And obviously, prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but I will tell you this. If you ever are in an automobile accident, you only have one opportunity to get the largest amount of money that you can for your case. Not every lawyer is the same. Not every lawyer is going to get you the same amount of money. You have one opportunity to get the biggest pie of money that you can. You don't have an opportunity to go back a second time. If you think that Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch and our entire team here at Spar & Bernstein is your team to help, then the best thing to do is put our telephone number in your phone right now. It's 1-800-529-5465. Please be safe. We don't want anybody to ever be injured, but God forbid you are. You do only have one opportunity to get the greatest amount of money you can, and I would suggest that you call Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch right here at Spar & Bernstein. Obviously, $4.2 million is an amazing settlement for that woman. Congratulations again, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Brad.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, Yo-Yo. We have something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, everybody. Now, for our first one comes from David Black saying, I've an I-485 interview in a few weeks. My issues are I got married within 90 days of entering the country. Within 4 months of filing, I got an interview date, no work permit. Is it because of the misrepresentation I didn't get the work permit?
It's nothing to do with the misrepresentation, but you have a misrepresentation, and they're going to make you do a waiver.
I have here, I am on a visitor's visa. I just received an I-129 for an R1. Do I have to leave before changing to R1 status?
No, you're filing to change your status right now, so just change it.
Tyrone Tai saying, I have a question. How long after filing a lockbox or filing at a lockbox should you wait to receive notice of action?
2 to 4 weeks.
All right, this is an ongoing theme today. So
Nigeria.
I have here
Nigerian travel ban.
Yep.
Damn.
Will the travel ban affect my wife who is in Nigeria? I filed her I-130 November 9th, 2018.
Yes. It affects everybody who didn't get the green card yet.
All right. Good morning, sir. This is, of course, from our Brad Show Live Brad Squad page that you guys have to join because, see, now we get to answer their questions before everybody else. So this was sent in the morning.
By the way, I just want to say, part of our Brad Squad is following our shares. They're cheering people on to share on Facebook, but we only have 64 shares so far. You would think we can get to 100. Do you remember when we used to have the contests?
We used to get up to 1,200
shares.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to do contests. We would bribe people.
1,200 shares in one.
Yeah. Damn.
Y'all just
That's a damn.
Y'all just take from us.
That's a damn.
You don't want to give.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, sir. I have a question to ask. I came here on an A2 visa from Sierra Leone.
A2?
A2
As
visa.
in Apple.
Yes.
Okay, so he works for the government.
Yes, but I did not come to work here on it. I got it because I was working with the government of Sierra Leone in Sierra Leone. For the past 1 year, I'm not working for them again. I've put in my paperwork, gone for a 485 interview, and they asked me for the I-566. I've done it all, but I don't understand the Part 8 of the form. Can you please help me with that?
Basically, the form is you come here as a government worker. Did you ever see Lethal Weapon? You know the Lethal Weapon movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, with Mel Gibson?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Lethal Weapon 2. Do you remember that one?
No.
Okay, with the South African.
Oh, okay.
That's when South Africans were bad people in the movies. When during apartheid.
Yeah.
Okay, so every time Mel Gibson would go to arrest the South African in the movie, he would go, "Diplomatic immunity," and Mel Gibson would have to let him go. Diplomatic immunity. So Form I-566 is for you to waive diplomatic immunity. So you have to do it. You sign it, and you also have to go to Sierra Leone, the consulate, to sign it as well. I don't know what Part 8 is in there. I don't remember what the form looks like. But there's actually 2 different forms that have to be signed, one by you and one by the consulate to Sierra Leone, that you have to waive your diplomatic immunity, and the government has to also waive your diplomatic immunity.
Cool.
Alrighty, so I have a message from Demor Ramed. It asks, filed AOS recently and in preparation for eventual interview. His question is, number 1, do I file taxes for 2019 jointly with my wife, although I have never worked in the U.S.? And if so, number 2,
Where
how?
is this person? Where are they?
He doesn't say.
Okay, if you can file a joint tax return with your wife, that would be preferable, and you would request a tax identification number.
Okay, Fasil saying, my mom is a green card holder. She applied for me in November 3rd, 2015, F2A category, but when PD is current, I was aged out. Now I'm F2B category. I submitted all the documents and paid the visa fees. Now my case is at NVC. My question is, how long do I have to wait to get my visa?
Well, I don't know, what's the priority date?
The priority date is current.
Then hopefully soon, if you did it right.
Alrighty,
even if they aged out.
If the priority date's current for the F2B category, then, and you are an F2B approval, then you should be get your green card soon. No?
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't know where you are at the National Visa Center, but if you did everything right, yeah, soon.
This one.
Now, did you ever see Mel Brooks's Spaceballs?
No.
When is soon? When is now? Soon.
I haven't seen that one.
No, okay.
This one comes from Sade Bones, and she asks, what if your green card is in my married name and my passport is in my maiden name? Could I still travel using my passport without any issues? My passport
just
is not
travel with the
expired.
marriage certificate so you can show all the name changes.
All right, Gareth Brown saying, I got my AOS case. It was granted by the immigration judge January 17th. I submitted the court order at my InfoPass. It's been a week after the InfoPass appointment, and I haven't gotten the green card.
You're going to be waiting months and months and months.
Ooh.
Months and months and months. It doesn't happen that fast.
All right.
Okay, Christopher Zabala asks, if undocumented and married to a U.S. citizen, can someone be denied an AOS because they worked illegally but did not file a tax return?
You could not be denied for working illegally. You could be denied for having bad moral character. Bad moral character would be not filing taxes on your illegal employment. You could also be denied for lying about working illegally by saying, I didn't work illegally, when in fact you did. You could also be denied for working illegally within your first 90 days coming to America. But the general answer is no, you cannot be denied for working illegally married to an American citizen.
Okay, Fahad Siddiqui saying, when does USCIS look beyond the statutory period for good moral character?
When you have something within that statutory period that it is a nexus to something outside of that statutory period. Meaning, let's say, for example, you have to prove 5 years good moral character for your citizenship. And during that 5-year period, you got arrested for petty theft at Macy's. I'm making this up. I have no idea. But the case was dismissed. Okay? So you had a bad day. No big deal. Other than that, for the other 4 years, 364 days, good moral character, you got arrested for taking some, Calvin Klein underwear in your pocket on the way out of Macy's. They caught you. Caught you red-handed with the underwear. Okay? But they dropped the charges. But what happened was 15 years ago, you did the same exact thing, but you were found guilty. Now, you have a petty offense from 15 years ago, which doesn't prevent you from becoming a citizen. You have one arrest during the statutory period, which that one arrest which was dismissed doesn't necessarily make you bad moral character. However, there's a nexus between that arrest that happened in that 5-year period and a petty theft that you were found guilty of 15 years ago, and therefore they put the two together. They say, you haven't learned your lesson yet, denied for bad moral character.
Alrighty, from Aisha Javid, it says, hi, I ended my Medicare health insurance. I hope there won't be any problem if I am planning to apply for my husband's change of status after February 24th.
I hope not either, but there may be.
Okay, Kofi is saying, please, someone filed for VAWA while the I-130 and 485 still pending. Can they?
Yes.
And if the VAWA is approved, will I be going to the interview with my U.S. citizen spouse?
No, because you filed a VAWA. You're scared of that U.S. citizen spouse. That U.S. citizen spouse is abusing you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one comes from Alex Nava, and they ask, hi, I am in removal proceedings under asylum. My girlfriend, who is a U.S. citizen, and I are getting married in April. Can I adjust status through her? How long is the process? Came without inspection from Mexico.
You cannot adjust your status if you came without inspection through Mexico unless you're a 245I or your spouse is military or former military, and then you can get a parole in place. But if you're in removal, you shouldn't be asking me a question over Facebook. You should be having a consultation because that's a serious thing.
Okay, Layla Smith saying, what will happen to the applicant that submitted all documents to NVC before February 24th and waiting for an interview? Are they going to interview under the new public charge rule?
Yes.
Alrighty, this one comes from Aramid Hassan. She says, hi Brad, I got married last year in August, but my husband is a green card holder with a pending naturalization application. Will it be possible for me to apply for AOS later this year?
Once your husband's a
We're
citizen.
Nigerian.
Oh, Nigerian? I don't know. We got to see what happens.
Right.
Wow.
Drew Barry saying, can you get married and apply for AOS while your asylum claim appeal at Board of Immigration is pending if you came through the border? And how should we do it? What are the chances of approval?
Well, you got to withdraw the asylum and file an adjustment provided you're eligible to adjust. I would have to look at your paperwork.
Alrighty, David Black asks, I'm done an I-485 interview in a few weeks, or he has an I-485 interview in a few weeks. My issues are I got married within 90 days of entering the country. Within 4 months of filing, I got interview date, no work permit. Is it because of the misrepresentation I didn't get working permit and getting interviews
We
so
answered
fast?
that, but the answer is waiver.
Tiffany says, squat up, enjoying the show every day.
Thank you, Tiffany.
I had to ask this question because they're beautifully
beautifully written.
Good energy.
Yeah, good energy, just like you want.
Yes.
Is TRICARE insurance considered public charge? And on I-864, should my spouse, which is the petitioner, list my daughter in Jamaica as a part of the household?
The daughter's not part of the household because she's not in the household yet. I don't know what TRICARE is.
TRICARE insurance.
I don't know what TRICARE insurance is.
Okay.
So I can't answer that.
So what kind of insurance would be considered public charge, though?
Right now, under the old laws, it's Medicaid. Under the new laws, it's Obamacare. Anything you get under Obamacare, it doesn't help you, it doesn't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, under the exchanges, it's not neither good nor bad.
Okay.
Madis Rezi asked, I filed an I-134 on October 30th, 2017, but unfortunately our case has been pending since then. We are really depressed and need help. Please be our voice and speak for us.
Call me.
Okay.
I can't speak for you until you call me.
That sounds
right. Does it make right?
Yeah, and our last one for now is Hangoma. This is kind of difficult, so I'm just going to read how they put it.
Do I need? This is the Facebook to.
I'm going to try.
Google Translation,
I'm going to try and translate it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and translate. Right. I applied online. I didn't put the arrest, but I told the police officer I didn't know I had a misdemeanor. Also, I got my green card through VAWA 360, and now I did my N400.
Sounds like you made a misrepresentation on your green card application. We need to go take a look at it and see what happened.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
All right. So with that being said, we talk about climate change a lot on the show.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, it's 65 degrees in Antarctica right now.
Mm-hmm.
You 5 more degrees and you can be taking out the banana boat suntan lotion, right? What suntan lotion do you use, Vanessa?
I don't think I use
You
one.
don't use it. You don't.
No,
You don't.
just natural.
You're just natural.
I just go.
You don't get red or anything.
Nope.
Do you
Dominican.
need suntan lotion?
Yes.
You do, right?
SPF.
Yeah, you would need,
we still
right?
get skin cancer.
Still get skin cancer, right?
Yeah, and we still get
I might have to
sunburn.
look out for
Yeah,
that.
I get
It
burnt all the
hurts.
time.
It hurts.
It hurts me.
Use like
Yeah.
SPF 15 or something.
Yeah, but that's still.
I do 60.
Yeah,
but I'm like Casper.
Yeah, I don't need it like bad, like high.
Yeah, I'm like
when
white.
I go and get my facials, like the lady who does it, she's like, you have to put SPF.
Yeah, you should have SPF in your.
I never used to.
Right, like I'm like white, so you know.
But at least you tan. You tan
yeah,
well.
I tan. Yeah, I tan well
he
because
uses 60
I put good lotion on. Other than that, I just turn red.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
thanks for sharing the skincare, gentlemen.
Yes, skincare.
Sheesh, you would have thought I would have had all that information.
You know, we used to have Bradshaw Live after hours shows. We haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But we would have these discussions.
Right.
Had nothing to do with immigration
Absolutely
whatsoever,
nothing.
right?
And we'd drink.
And we would drink. We would get drunk and have weird discussions, and it was fun.
It was lovely.
We have not done that
you
in
guys
a long
haven't
time.
invited me to one of
Lovely.
those.
I know, right?
Maybe we should invite
Let's
Nesquik
bring
to a
those back.
Bradshaw after hours.
Yes.
Let's bring those back.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
It's Friday.
So we do talk a lot about climate change on the show, and it happens to be a very serious issue that's destroying our planet. It also displaces millions of people every year who have to flee their homes from natural disasters that are created by climate change. People are starting to pay attention and are coming up with solutions to combat our warming planet. So today, Yonathan is playing Green Solutions Around the World. See if you know who is doing what, where, and when in order to save the planet. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is Yonathan Elias out here in the cold streets of New York, and today we're going to be talking about climate change. So we talk about climate on the show all the time and the effect it has on migration. Many natural disasters are directly linked with climate change, including floods, hurricanes, heat waves, droughts, wildfires, and storms. These disasters have displaced people all over the world, from Nepal and China to Central America to Houston, Texas, and Southern California, proving once again how connected the human race is, no matter where they live or what their background. Okay, the good news is people are starting to finally pay attention. In 2018, 164 countries formally adopted the UN Global Compact for Migration, the first policy that includes a section on migration caused by climate change. Also, for the first time, climate change was one of the main focuses at the 2020 Davos World Economic Forum. People from all over the world are coming up with solutions to combat the effects. So today, I'm out here on the streets of New York and we're gonna play Green Inventions from Around the World. Let's test some people. Play along too. So what's your name and where you from?
My name is Rav and I live nearby, actually, live in the city, yeah.
Okay. All right, how you doing today?
It's all good.
Yeah, all good in the hood. You ready to play Green Inventions from Around the World?
Sure thing.
All right, how you think you're gonna do?
I don't know.
All right, what's your name and where you from?
Sam, I'm from Miami, actually.
Hey, Miami. Are you visiting or you live here now?
No, I'm just here for like 8 hours, then I go back home.
Oh, snap. What's your name and where you from?
I'm Dutch. I'm from Brooklyn, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Okay, BK, so are you ready to play Green Inventions from Around the World?
I am.
Woohoo! All right, so now, it's estimated that by the year 2050, 80% of the world's population will be living in condensed urban areas. So what happens to agriculture when we run out of farmland? You have to create vertical farming.
Right.
Okay, so now, Belgian architect Vincent Calibet has designed a proposal for the Dragonfly, a giant vertical farm for which big city? Is it A, Tokyo, Japan, B, Jakarta, Indonesia, C, Delhi, India, or D, New York City, USA?
I think it must be in Japan.
All right, I got actually two guesses. One will be in Tokyo and New York because both of them are big places of financial anything.
So, but you have to pick one. So if you had to pick one from those two.
Tokyo, because America's crazy with the funding.
The funny thing is, I agree with you.
I actually know this one. It's in New York.
Wow. How'd you know that?
I'm a tour guide.
I don't know if this is a trick question because we're in New York, but
go with it.
All right. Yes, New York.
Yes, New York City. Calibet designed the Dragonfly. Dragonfly was originally conceived in 2009, but has not yet been built. Dragonfly would span 132 floors and 600 vertical meters. It would provide 28 different types of agriculture supplies, including fruit, vegetables, grains, meat, and dairy, would run off wind and solar power and be completely sustainable. This is how Dragonfly could be a major game changer for the environment. Farmland could be dedicated to growing more trees, reducing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Wow, dragonflies. Second question. Arizona civil engineer Mo Estani thinks he has the answer to global coral bleaching crisis. It's a pipe that delivers cool water to stressed coral and wants to try it out in which country first? Is it A, Red Sea Coral Reef, Red Sea, or B, Great Barrier Reef, Australia, C, Florida Keys Coral Reef, United States, or D, Belize Barrier Reef in Belize?
Florida Keys, United States.
Great Barrier Reef.
Wow, good. You said that with confidence.
I know because I know that the Great Barrier Reef is currently dead.
Yeah.
So that's a priority.
Good
It's the
job.
biggest one on the planet.
There you go. You got that answer. Smart guy here. Shoot.
I will have to say the Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
There you go. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Sheesh. I like this guy.
All right, B. I'm pretty confident it's B.
Good job. You got it. You got that. The Great Barrier Reef. Scientists say Australia's national treasure has already suffered massive coral death and damage from bleaching. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef ecosystem. It's made up of more than 3,000 reefs and contributes more than $5 billion annually to Australia's economy. Coral bleaching occurs when ocean water is too warm. Yeah, we could definitely use this pipe. All right, number 3. We still got some. A chance. You got this. Which country opened the world's first floating wind farm? Is it A, Scotland, B, Portugal, C, South Korea, or D, Taiwan?
I think it's Portugal.
No, the one choice I had in my mind wasn't in there.
Wasn't there?
I'm going to say, oh man, let's say Taiwan because they're on an island.
It's either South Korea or Taiwan, but South Korea.
I think it's Scotland.
Are you looking at my answers?
No, I'm not. I am not.
Good job. It is. In 2017, Scotland opened the world's first floating wind farm. The floating wind turbines, interconnected with cables and anchored to the ocean floor, generates enough energy to power 20,000 homes, or 40,000 tiny homes. There are at least 2 other similar projects at early stages of development in Scotland, with more on the way in Norway, Portugal, the US, and Japan. In fact, one team of scientists found that a wind farm the size of Greenland in the Atlantic Ocean could generate enough energy to power all of humanity, essentially eliminating the need for fossil fuels. It's pretty dope. Okay, bottles that illuminate was first invented and implemented in where? Philippines, Brazil, Ghana, or Honduras. So they're basically a light bulb that works without electricity.
Philippines.
I would say Philippines.
I think that might have been the Philippines. No.
Honduras.
Brazil. Alfredo Moser from southern Brazil invented a light bulb that works without electricity. Just a 2-liter plastic bottle filled with water and bleach gives out light for free. Moser invented the bulb in 2002 in response to the many blackouts in the city. It is now used in nearly 1 million homes around the world, mostly in cabins and homes in the suburbs of poor people. That is pretty awesome. We need that in Ethiopia. Shoot. When I went out there, the lights always went out. So, big ups to you, Brazil. If current trend continues, 12 billion metric tons of this waste will exist in the world by 2050. There's a scientific breakthrough by a team of researchers in Japan that came about by accident that could change this dire development. Now, in this happy accident, the scientists discovered mutant enzymes that could eat what? Is it A, styrofoam, B, plastic, C, carbon monoxide, or D, coral ash?
Plastic.
There you go.
Oh,
you got it.
right.
Got it.
One right.
You got it. That's what matters. That's what matters. All
Better
right.
than none.
Huh?
Yeah, I would say it's better than none.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like the way you look at life.
Yeah.
Plastic?
It is plastic.
Oh, wow. Because ocean's full of plastic.
There you go.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. We need it.
Yes, plastic.
Yes. It was before I could even give you the.
Yeah, I know.
This is great. This guy is awesome.
I don't know how you eat carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, plastic.
There you go. See, you gotta just think about it and you'll get it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
A team of researchers in Japan developed an enzyme that can break down plastic in a matter of days, much faster than the hundreds of years that plastic usually takes to decompose. That is awesome. We need that. Go green. Now, trees are essential for storing greenhouse gas emissions, filtering air and water, nourishing soil, providing food and shelter, and fostering ecosystems, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, this is why engineers across the world are coming up with high-tech solutions, and they're planting trees with what? Is it A, organic fertilizer, B, drones, C, hydropower cranes, or D, enhanced biossoil?
Enhanced biossoil.
Enhanced biossoil.
I want to say enhanced biossoil, but could be wrong.
Organic fertilizer?
No, it's actually with drones. Right? So
like the brrr drones?
Yeah. Say it one more time.
Brrr drones?
Yes. All right. A UK-based company called Biocarbon is using drones to spray tree seeds throughout ravaged forests and claim they can plant 1 billion trees per year. All right, Brad Squad, there you have it. I know you guys learned a lot, and I hope that it was as insightful as it was to me, to you. Guys, we could all do our part. Even the small gestures can help save this world. Recycle, reduce, reuse. Back to the studio.
Well, I learned a lot. What about you, Yo-Yo?
Did. Gotta
Yes.
go green. We
Go
all
green.
have to do our part.
As
Save
you
the
yelled in the
planet.
middle. Go green.
There you go.
Go green.
That's exactly what I did.
Go green, Yo-Yo. Woo! Let's go. 12 questions in 1 minute.
Now let's go.
Go, go, go.
These immigration questions.
All right, hopefully you get
I'm
it.
here, so we're not blowing anything up. That's
Yeah, let's not go on green by
That's what
by
we
using
usually
all that energy to blow up the studio every
I
day.
know.
That
It's
is
not.
not an energy saver, Yo-Yo.
It's not.
Let's try to save some energy today.
All right.
Ready? Go.
How can a naturalized citizen lose their citizenship?
You committed fraud in the naturalization process.
What do I do if I don't have my DS-19 for my J-1 visa? Should I stay applying for the green card?
If you have a 2-year home residence requirement, no. If you don't, yes.
I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not working. I have a Medicaid. If I sponsor my brothers, does this affect my case?
Sponsoring your brothers is 15 years down the line. Who the hell knows?
Can I apply for my child? He is 17 years old, but I am only a green card holder.
Yes.
Is a new rule that should come out on February 24th?
Yes.
Is this global entry affect everyone or just New York?
Just New York.
Is Nigerian ban affect a green card holder who wants to remove condition?
How does the global entry affect immigrants traveling within the U.S.?
It doesn't.
How do I report a sham marriage?
Contact USCIS.
If someone has been living in the U.S. for 30 without green card, is there any possible way for amnesty for green card?
There's no amnesty for green card for 30 years.
If I use my Medicaid for my daughter, will that prevent me from becoming a citizen in the future?
No.
How do I report a sham
next.
marriage?
We did that. Contact USCIS.
Do you think filing K3 together with I-130 expedite one's filing?
Yes.
Is it safe to travel?
That's it.
Oh, we did it.
Yes.
We're at 13 already.
Right.
13 seconds to go.
Yeah, with 13 left to go.
There we go.
We need
It was
like
messed up,
like balloons to come down. Like we need like a
Yeah,
celebration.
like confetti.
It's
Ding,
like
ding, ding.
like
That's
it's
just
so.
like-
I'm gonna tell you something. It's
We
like
work hard for that.
We work very hard for it, and then it's like very anticlimactic. Yeah, we did it.
There's
We're
like tongue
okay.
twisters.
Right.
It's like,
And-
It's usually it's like, here it is, you
I'm
guys.
concentrating on answering the questions. I
Yeah.
can't go from
And
laser
We're all
focus, all in to be like, oh yeah,
Right.
we need the balloons to
All we
change
hear is the
mood.
blow up.
Because let me tell you, if we don't get it, you sure tell us.
Right.
You show us by blowing us all up.
They sure let us know.
Yeah, but when we win, nothing.
Right.
You get absolutely nothing.
I want it to be just as dramatic.
Maybe just even one balloon. If they just threw one balloon at us, can you imagine just like one balloon comes flying through?
Production, we need to work on that.
Yes, we'll work on that.
All right, comments of the day. Comments of the day, please.
All right, guys, our first comment of the day comes from Asset Lindo saying, grab a cold one beer, glass of wine cooler, even lemonade, anything you like. Take a load off because Brad and the squad is on. Yeah, it's Fri-YAY.
Wow.
I like that.
That sounded like
Basically,
Thirsty
the bottom line is
Thursday.
take a load off.
Yes.
That sounded like a Thirsty Thursday.
That was a Thirsty Thursday, not Friday, right?
Our next comment comes from Tali Tali. Regarding Andrew from Queens' question, if Uncle Brad says you can travel, buy your tickets and enjoy your trip, end of story.
Exactly, Tolly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, our third comment of the day comes from Eric Mueller saying, "Hey Brad, I really appreciate your show and like you always like to say these days your opinion." They like that you say your opinion now.
Ah, yes. In my opinion.
Yes.
rather than in fact.
Yes.
Although my opinions generally are fact, but I will say
and
in
that's
my
your opinion as well.
It was my opinion as well.
Alrighty, this one comes from a loyal one from Marge Higgs. And she says, I pray for all the Nigerians that are in America and those who have plans to visit the U.S.
Yeah.
Same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And we have one from Shelly Ann Barrett Montgomery saying, Uncle Brad, I follow you all over. I'm like your shadow.
On the gram, on Facebook, on YouTube. We hope and assume.
You know what? Stop stalking me, man.
Shelly Ann,
stalker. I'm only kidding. Thank you.
And the last one comes from Teresa Thomas, and she says, this show is the best. Can't miss it. Even when I'm at work, I have to watch the show.
I don't blame her.
Committed.
I don't blame her. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your great comments. Thank you all for being part of the show each and every day. And we will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.